Hi, I'm Nate Caddy. You're listening to the Don Pod.
Welcome to the Don Pod, the supporters podcast. Here's your hosts, Sam and Nate.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
Post-season check-in number 2. Shit is happening at the Essendon Football Club, although I'd argue not quite as quick as I'd like in some areas. Welcome back to the Don Pod. I'm Sam. I'm joined by Nathan on this, looks cloudy out there, Tuesday afternoon. How are you? Hello.
I'm good, thanks, Sam. How are you?
I think I'd get a bit more natural at saying hello to you after all these years of podcasting. But anyway.
How are you dealing with the official news of Sam, the better Sam leaving?
Yeah, he is the better Sam. He can have that title.
Well, I guess if we put Durham in there too, then maybe.
Well, he's clearly the best now, isn't he?
Yes, he is the best at the club.
Look, when it broke last night, again, this is the Tuesday, so it's been reported officially by the club today that he's leaving. When it broke last night, I was like, well, after the drug saga, I have a rule. I don't believe anything until the club says it.
Yep.
Or Cal Twomey.
Yep.
I'll be honest now. The club reported it today.
Yeah.
As of 10:21 a.m. this morning, Cockhead is leaving us.
Cockhead?
Not going to go that path just yet.
Look, I'm a believer in that if you don't want to be with us, then go away. You know, like...
Yeah, which is probably a good moment just to mention today will mostly be about Draper and Merrett, just for what it's worth. Yeah, look, sad. Not angry, I'm just disappointed, I think. When going back to like whenever these conversations started, whenever the first article was written that, oh, Sam Draper's a free agent, I went, no hope.
I felt the same. Yeah.
I was like, this man is just, he's
Heart and soul.
through and through, heart and soul, loves his teammates, seems to really love the club. And it's a strange one because to me, it's not even about money. It seems to be the driver is success.
Well,
the club has not posted which other club he's nominated. I think Tom Morris might have said Brisbane.
That is interesting. Like I would have, but I guess that's because the two clubs that are mostly talked about it are still in the finals contention, and they don't want that distraction. Yep,
possibly. But either way, we upped and upped and upped and upped and upped the offer to the point of 5 years. I'm sure it was on reasonable coin, and he still decided to leave. Which fair enough. You only get one shot at being an AFL footballer, and for most guys who play the game, you'd be lucky to play in one grand final. So,
can I mention just quickly? Can. So, reading the Essendon actual official, media
article?
Release.
Yep.
He's quoted as saying, "Personally, the last few years haven't been easy with all the injuries I've sustained. This has taken its toll on both me mentally and physically, and I've had to make a very hard decision for what's best for me moving forward, and I feel it's the right time for a fresh start." Now, this goes to the Ridley sort of thing, which I don't know how much we'll discuss, but this whole players wanting to leave because they don't feel like they're getting their bodies right at Essendon.
Okay, first and foremost, I don't think an Achilles is anything to do with the football club.
No. But what were these other injuries the last year? I was trying to think of that after reading that. I thought, what's he been injured with? Like,
well, he started with
stuff, isn't it?
He started with ACLs. I honestly don't remember him being injured with soft tissue, to be honest.
Well, no, I remember he's missed big chunks. Like when you look at his, he's played 22 games once. Every other time it's like 14 or 15 games. So he seems to get something every year. But the thing that I find interesting is that, is it the Essendon Football Club that is bad at keeping players fit? And I think most people go, yes, it is. But then you go, well, Zach Merrett's never injured. Like the guy's played 250 out of a possible 270 games or something ridiculous like that. You know, Andrew McGrath never injured. Like he would have played his 150 out of 155 games. I feel like that guy's never missed a game since his debut game. Like he's never injured. So
there's probably two factors to it. Preparation is probably a really big part.
Yep. Those guys are known to be really good.
And the
Yep.
two you just mentioned, Merritt and
Yep. Yep.
McGrath.
Yep.
Yep, ultimate professionals. But some guys do just have injury problems.
Yeah. And they seem to
Now,
be our main guys.
explaining that away to describe 2025, probably not.
No.
Ridley has, I'm going to say, not ever got a run of 5 games in a row, let alone maybe 10. It would be a rare thing that Jordan Ridley plays 5 in a row.
Oh, there was a run in the couple of years when he was, one of the best and
Should
fairest where
fact
he,
check this.
yeah, no, he played 20 odd games there straight. But I get your point. It seems to be like at the moment we notice it the most because of like, and this is off topic, I know, but this is what it's about. I feel like at the moment is the injuries. Like
Mm.
I can understand players wanting to leave the club because we're not good, or I don't know. That'd be about the only reason I guess you'd want to leave. But I feel like they're leaving the club at the moment because they're worried about their bodies, and that's concerning.
It is concerning. I'm just going to say that was a dumb thing to say about Ridley
I
because
thought it was. I didn't mean to.
that's all right. He played every single game in 2020. He played 22 games in 21, 20
Yep.
in 22, 17 in 23, and then 9 and 10 in the last 2 years. So the last 2 years have been really poor. But yeah, before that, he was kind of okay. So this is why you fact check things.
Yeah, that's right. So we're just going on limb. But as for Draper, I mean, it's a real struggle point for me because I love the guy, but you and I often got frustrated at his rucking technique. Like he would often grab the ball out of a ruck contest and try and, especially in the forward 70,
Just do
and try and
everything.
play on or run through. And that looked great, like goal of the year type stuff when he did it. But a lot of the other times you're like, just hit it down to the little guys, mate. Like that's what your job is, to just tap it down to the little guys and get them on the move.
That's why you've got him there. Yeah, look, he's honestly, his games per year isn't that bad. Debuting in 2020,
Mm.
played 8 games, 13 in 21, 22 in 22, then
Yep.
14, 16, and 5. So this year, obviously, we know what happened. But you can't ping your club for an Achilles. I don't think that's
No.
even preparation. Your Achilles snapping is just bad luck. Same as an ACL. But I don't know. We'll never know with the injury thing. But
Mm.
what's going to be interesting, I went to Geelong and Brisbane on
Yep.
Friday night. Um, Unique experience for me being in the minority because I was going for Brisbane. I bought a Zach Bailey and Kyle Lohmann badge just to get in early. It was $16 just for one post on Facebook that got about 3 likes, so that was good. Your invoice is in the mail. Thanks for that. But Geelong are well noted for not having a ruckman, right? Like we always talk about how Geelong could do with a ruckman. Geelong could do
Yeah,
with a ruckman.
like Stanley's not a noted ruckman in any, like he's much more of a tall midfielder, if anything.
But it was Big Sarves on
Yeah.
Friday
Oh,
night
and
in
De
that game.
Koning.
And De Koning. And Brisbane's midfield of Dunkley, Neal, McCluggage,
Yep, got slaughtered.
got fucking pelted.
Yep, and it wasn't the ruckman either, because their ruckman's shit too. Like they're both their ruckman.
Well,
are
Fort's
past.
not great, and
Both
Bigo's
are-
not playing.
Yeah.
But oh wow, Holmes single-handedly destroyed them. But I mean, I don't. This is where I struggle. We,
Mm.
as Essendon supporters, tend to overrate our players.
Yep, of course we do.
Something chronic. See Alwyn Davey Jr. and Jaden Davey as examples of how we do that. I'm really interested now to see Sammy go to another club that needs a ruckman so desperately
Yeah,
in
and
Brisbane.
he's not the world's class ruckman. He's much more of a forward, I think. He's a forward ruckman, not a ruckman forward. But going forward, we now the opportunity comes around that we could get, and this all depends on things. We could get that third first round pick now for him. If it worst case scenario, it's last of the first round, like pick 19, 20, 21, whatever that ends up being.
25, probably.
25, yeah, by the time
Yeah.
that all the NGAs and whatever. Or it could be after our two, which we already have it, like 4 and 5 or 5 and 6, whatever that ends up being too. So we could
yeah,
have 5, 6, and 7 sort of thing.
yeah. So it comes after our first pick. So yeah, technically it'd be 4
And
and
that all
5.
depends on the contract, doesn't it?
I've Googled this because
Simple question, wrong.
I've heard conflicting reports.
Uh-huh.
I was on TikTok a month or 6 weeks ago, and someone on SEN, it might have been like David King and that mob, it might not have been, I can't remember, were suggesting that it would be end of first round.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, that sucks.
Mm.
But and I thought that was something to do with him not being in our top 25% paid players. Something like that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I Googled the rules, and it's
Yep.
not to do with that. It's to do with their contract. But
So
then,
it's about the contract he's been offered, isn't it?
correct, yes. But then it's also about net gains and losses. So Carlton with Silvani
Tony.
and all that are talking about the age of the player, but I can't find where that's relevant
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
AFL's rules. So to sum up, I don't know. We can hope, and I certainly do hope for what will be pick 5 before any other changes.
Yep.
Will
But
it
worst case scenario, it's like pick 5 or pick 25.
be 6? Yeah.
6
Yeah.
or whatever. 6 or 25. So I mean, the problem I have is that going into next year, I'm more than happy, to be honest, to have Nick Bryan as our number 1 ruckman. I'm okay with. I think Nick Bryan's a better ruckman.
I think that's how we were playing anyway.
Yes,
When
but
they
the
were both
concern
fit.
is Nick Bryan has done a knee in round 5 or 6 or whatever it was. So I'm not expecting him to be playing in round 1.
He won't, and that's
So
okay.
now we don't have Draper. So going into round 1 and say we'll call it 1 to 6. Who will be our ruckman?
Well,
Please don't let it be Goldie. Please don't
this
say
is
Goldie.
where I'm a little bit confused about the club. We've delisted Menzies and David Jr.
Yep.
Mutually parted with Dylan Shield.
Yep.
I think we're being kind there. That was like 10 days ago or a week ago.
Yeah.
I thought this was easy. So I wonder, sorry, there's a point there. I wonder if we're holding off, particularly on the Goldstein decision, based on Draper. So now Draper's going. Maybe Goldstein does just get another year. Maybe that's just what we have to do. Or, as you and I have spoken about at length in our free time, because that's what we do, what other ruckmen are available out there? So Sean Darcy was rumoured for about 5 minutes to be coming to Essendon, and that seemingly died.
Yep.
You pointed out that Ivan Soldo wanted to come back to Melbourne last year.
Yep.
Port. There was another one we talked about.
There was another one I can't remember, but Soldo's an interesting one. He's like 30 odd. He didn't get a game over in Port. He's had a few fill-ins because Sweets and Vizentini have sort of taken that role. So he's third sort of leg there, third banana.
To use your own wording just then, not to use your own words against you, but just to use what you said, we're replacing a forward ruck essentially.
Yes.
So I don't know if, for example, Soldo is that. And I don't know if Darcy is that. So I think what we need to be careful of, I don't think Goldstein is that either.
I don't think we're finding that replacement this year, would be my argument. We're not looking for a Draper replacement. We're looking for a hole just to be fixed in the ruck.
But whatever we do
Yep.
can't be at the detriment of Brian.
No, that's right. Well, that's why I think a Soldo is better for me, because he can come in and then also be useful in the VFL.
He's not going to want to come to play VFL, though, really, is
Well,
he?
he gets to play. He could be playing a lot of seniors, though. It's hard to say, because who knows where Nick Bryan is. He might do some hamstrings early in the year, which is pretty common after knees. The guys sort of struggle a bit in their return.
Less so, I would say.
He's not getting a game with Port. It's not like he'd be like thinking, oh, well, at least I'll be in Victoria not getting a game.
Well, they often talk about the ruck merry-go-round.
Yep.
So,
and the other option, I guess, is Blitzarves. Not Blitzarves, sorry, Blackstein, which looks like Blitzarves. That's why I get them mixed up. The hair and the ponytails and stuff. So maybe, and goes to your theory earlier, maybe we're waiting for Draper to tell us or inform us of what his decision is. We then can give Blackstein an extra 1 year contract. He can come in and ruck. then that might also mean that we keep Laverde for another year, and then the rest of the list is you have to clear it out because you've got too many spots.
Yeah,
Not that Laverde wouldn't want to stay, but
I agree. Particularly because I sort of brought it up. But
mm,
what we did our little podcast about who we thought we'd delist, and we both agreed that McMahon was one that we wanted to keep, but we didn't see how it would work.
yep.
As
And
it stands, only he and Jackson Pryor, have 1 year extensions. So
mm,
Draper Goldstein correlation makes sense. Blackiston was already rumored to be offered a 1 year deal via Kaltwimi.
mm,
So we thought that was happening. It hasn't yet. But there's still guys like Setterfield. So
yep. Hobbs,
I don't see how the Draper decision is affecting any of those
no.
taking the extra time.
I don't get that either. Because couldn't be the money. Like we couldn't be thinking though, if we pay Draper that much, then we can't afford to keep Hobbs or Setterfield because we've got shitloads of money. No one's getting paid any decent money at the club.
Apparently, yeah. Well, the fact that Zach Bailey's rumored 1.3 mil would be a most lucrative in the club's history
Tells you we don't have a lot on.
tells you a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, don't really want Bailey
No.
after watching him. It's one game.
Oh, look, I don't think that's the
better.
answer for us. I'd prefer Kyle Oman. If I was to pick someone out of the club, I'd like a forward like him that, does what he does at 50 games. I could see him at maybe 200 games being a pretty decent football player. I'm going to go really strong and hard on this. Anyone that wants to leave Aston Football Club like Merrett and Ridley and these guys, they can fuck off. If you don't want to be here, fuck off. That's my simple message. We will go to the draft for the next several years as much as we can. We will go to shit, but hopefully we can draft a bunch of kids that in 5 years' time, it just means that I would question the coach, and all that decision that I feel like, well, I don't think we've been lied to a bit, but I'll go along with the ride now.
Well, one of the points that you've made to me that I really like is our excitement and the way the club speaks of a new high performance dude
Yeah,
from West Coast, and he comes with great raps, and
yeah,
so did the last guy.
yeah, exactly.
That's the issue.
Yep.
Fully
If you go back and
agree.
read the articles from the last one, he was like, "Oh, this is unreal."
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to write an article and say he's a bit shit, but we got him anyway.
We got him at half the price.
We got him cheap.
Yeah.
Totally agree with what you're saying. If you don't want to play for us, there's the door.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good segue into Zach Merrett.
Yep.
It's important with this conversation. It is all based on media.
Yep.
There has been no conversation from the club, no confirmation, no nothing.
But this is the second year there's been smoke.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I fully subscribe to the idea that it keeps coming up.
Yep.
I fully believe these journos aren't just sitting there making shit up.
No, there's some element of truth in all this. There's something, they might exaggerate it a bit. But,
So sure, that's part of being a journo,
Yep,
and
yep.
that's where they get their clicks. I get that, but there has to be some element of truth in it. They
that's
they
right.
would not just be sitting there going, "Oh, I might write about Merrett again." I will say that it's
Yeah.
funny that someone wrote an article about Essendon being irrelevant, and yet seemingly all we've talked about in the media is Draper and Merrett
Yep. Well, that's,
and Ridley.
Yeah.
Um,
So with Merrett, the talk is Hawthorn?
Talk is Hawthorn. I saw an article saying we can't stop him. Essendon can't stop him. And I'm like, well, quite literally we can. That's the point of a contract.
That's exactly right, yeah.
The player signs it for security, the club signs it for security. Like that's the whole purpose of these things is that it provides both parties
Yep.
security.
Yep.
So it doesn't sit well with me that this keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter, and this is just supporters are saying that he's been kicked out of the leadership group before.
Merrett?
Yes.
Yes, that's true, he was.
And what does that say? What does that tell us? You can read into that whatever you want. But to echo what you said, if you don't want to play for us, all right, well, there's the door. Hawthorn would have to pay through the nose.
Well, it'd be their first round pick, I think, is pick 8, which they got from Carlton or something like that.
It's got to be more. It's got to be a player back. It's almost
well,
like the.
I'm sure
Um,
it'll be a shit player back though. It won't be like it's not like we're getting Warple or anything. Not that he's that good.
he's going to
You know,
Geelong anyway.
they'll be trying to. Well, if the rumours are true that Warple's going to Geelong too, is one of the other rumours. That's why Merritt might become a really big target for them. Because if they lose Warple, and what's the other guy? They're half decent midfielder. Their midfield becomes really, really weak.
Newcomb.
Newcomb, yeah, dry. Yeah, so their midfield becomes really weak if Warple leaves. And I don't think Warple's a superstar, but he does a job.
Hawthorn are interesting. Let's not get too bogged down in that.
Mm.
They seem to have that system over player.
Yeah,
They
that's right.
do it well
They've developed that
regardless
really
of
quickly.
who's in
Yeah,
that role. But I think if you're Essendon and Hawthorn are rivals,
Mm-hmm.
you can't tell me that one, we're going to go after a player from a rival club, period. Two, that player is the captain of that football club. And three, I imagine would be the highest paid
But
player at
but
that
it's
club.
more about I think Merritt, and this is what we keep reading. Merritt is disillusioned
Yeah, but
with
I'm
the
saying
football
you,
club. So if any club could be coming for him at the moment. So
but if it's Hawthorn, you can't do all those three things and not pay.
oh yeah, they have to. They're gonna have to pay. But it's gonna be a point either the club has to let him go because he's like, well, I want to go.
The only thing preventing us from two first round picks, because that's where my brain goes, is his age. The fact he's 30.
Well, it could be one first round this year and a first round next year.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a great first round pick next year, is it?
No, but that's just what it'll be. I mean,
Yeah. But
that's
we talked about this earlier in the year.
mm. We're not
Where
in the
we,
position at the moment. If he wants to leave, then we're in trouble.
yeah, but we spoke about this whole thing of like, just go, Zach, like, just go
Yeah.
and make the best of your career. But now it seems to at least be in the realm of possibility.
You feel a bit more angry.
It's not anger at him, it's
Saying
anger at the club.
it's anger at the
Because
situation we've put him in.
when David Barham staged a coup and took over the presidency of the club and sacked Rutten, and we
Yeah.
bought in what's his name? Brad.
Yep.
We were sold on stability.
Yep.
We were sold on we need to make this football club a stable football club so we can continue to bring in players and continue. Since then,
Hmm.
again, on field, you can blame the injuries this year. That's fine.
Yep.
But
It's
we've had 2 years of the captain allegedly wanting or being disillusioned. Let's not
Yep.
call it wanting out, but
Yep.
being disillusioned. We've lost a heart and soul player in Draper.
Yep.
Ridley, who would not have been in anyone's wildest
No,
dreams of wanting out,
but as talked.
wanting to be out.
Yep.
Signed Jai Menzies for a year on nothing. Signed Sean Edwards for a year on nothing. Sean Edwards? Sorry, it's not Sean. That's a really old player.
Yeah, I know who you mean though. Edwards, from Western Australia, the teacher. Yep.
Tom Edwards.
Tom.
Yep, wrong guy. Signed
Use the
him,
spreadsheet.
but I did. Signed him on the back of one game before doing an ACL or 2 games before doing an ACL.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a strange one. Yeah.
we are not more stable. You can say what you want about Brad Scott as a coach.
Well, I guess from their
There's-
perspective, we're stable because the director and the board and the coach are staying there, but now the players are leaving, which is a bit of a problem.
That's not good.
Yeah, no,
Brisbane sacked Michael Voss because they're trying to stop a player exodus. Carlton have kept Michael Voss, and what's happening at Carlton?
There's talk. Well, yeah, I
There's
guess De Koning and
players
Silvani.
going.
Yep, and
Good players.
if Kerner goes, then yes, there's a
But
real
even
problem.
the fact Kerno wants out.
Yes, that's right.
is-
And again, Kerner's the same as the Merritt one. Is there's a lot of talk.
And again, there has to be some element of truth to it. And
Exactly,
the
yeah.
Kerno one kind of went away and then it came back again. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm angry at Draper. I'm not angry at Merritt. I'm angry at the club for the Merritt one.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm disappointed in Draper. I thought he was the sort of guy that was like, no, I love the boys. I
And-
want to play for the boys. Not
We took a punt on
he was going to get good money from us for 5 years. Like,
the only thing I can say with Draper, I'm happy to pass that risk on to someone else
yep.
of the coming back from the Achilles.
Well,
If he
as we talked about, if you look at his career, he's only played 22 games once.
Yeah.
So it's either us or it's them. We'll find out.
And many a people, mostly opposition supporters, will tell you that they fixed Danaher. They did not. We fixed Danaher and then he fucked off.
Well, can I bring up Lockie Neal? He seems to be injured a lot up at Brisbane.
Well, came back from a calf and did his calf again.
Yep. So maybe they're not that good at fixing them.
Again, though, we fixed Danaher.
Yeah.
And then he left. So
it's I just feel a little bit deflated. I'm wondering how people feel, about this Merrett and Draper and Ridley talk and then as you stated, I don't understand and I don't think that the Draper thing should have affected the other removals of players that we don't think are good enough to be on our list.
yeah, the only one that affects.
I get Hobbs and Setterfield, but the rest of them that are out of contract. Like Luau, why hasn't that been decided? Like he can't be smart. There's another one. That's an easy yes or no. We're out the door or you're in the door, mate. You've done your exit survey. We've said you're not playing next year. You're back to the VFL. Like why can't we release that information to the members? Like
now, last time we recorded the podcast, immediately after we stopped recording, they announced the whole Ridley thing broke. So by the time this is posted, expect 17 items of news in this podcast to become essentially redundant. But it's the risk of it, I suppose.
That's all right.
Can we
just post them? Add the comments.
Can I throw some situations at you?
Yep, love it.
Am I right in saying that this draft is not a particularly strong draft? That's been talked about, that it's not a great draft. So you and I have spoken about wanting Dersma, but I don't want to go down that path because that's just you and me and a fantasy about having the Dersmas. So let's just say Draper goes, we get pick 6.
Best case scenario. We'll do best case scenario.
Best case.
So
Merrett goes, we get Hawthorn's first round pick this year. At a minimum, I'll leave it at that.
We get 8, say.
And Ridley goes, and we get Lohman and maybe a pick.
Yep.
That's a lot of draft picks.
Well, we're talking close to 5 in the top. So what you would be trying to do then is say Gold Coast would be one, and I don't know exactly how this works. So Gold Coast has got a pretty high pick, like I think it's just after ours, maybe 8 or 9, whatever ours pushes out to. They won't want that to some regard because they've got 2 very highly touted NGAs. So they'd be trying to
last year with Melbourne.
Yeah, that's right. So I assume, not knowing everything in the world, but I assume they'd be trying to swap that around or get it out so that they can roll back a pick so they can use the later pick on them and swap that pick for something more valuable maybe next year, kind of like what we did.
So I can't do maths. So at the moment we have 4 and 5. So that would become 4, 5, 6 with Draper Compo.
Yep.
What you're saying, Gold Coast have pick 6.
Oh, yeah, see. So we can get 4, 5, 6, 7, and then possibly 8 or something like that.
Tied to Port's last year. Tied to Port.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
and then St Kilda have Carlton's. So that's how Hawthorn have pick 8.
You could then go to West Coast, who've got 1 and 2, I don't know, and give them fucking whatever you want for 1 and 2. I don't know if you would, but...
So just to add to what you were saying earlier about, what we're talking about with the players unsigned, we could be shopping them around.
Yeah.
As in, Hobbs probably isn't a D-list candidate. He's worth something as a trade.
Yes, definitely.
Betterfield, probably the same. So Smart, I don't understand that still.
He's not worth. He's not worth steak knives. He's a lovely bloke, I'm sure, but he's not. I'm not thinking any clubs are going need him.
Okay, so what I'm getting to here is if we lose Draper, Merrett, Ridley.
Yep.
I'm sorry, throwing things at myself. Lose those 3. That's 3. We'll call them senior players. They're 26
definitely
to 30 in that bracket.
Yep.
Plus, we'll have a shit ton of draft picks. So what do? Do you go aggressive? I'm not talking about getting superstars who are 27.
No, there's no superstars. You're not doing superstars. Point. You're doing players. You're doing kids.
Either a guy like Butters, who's still young, even though Porter adamant he's not leaving. But, I mean, everyone has their price.
You're not going after players. You're just going after the draft. You're going into the draft. You're doing a Richmond.
So we're going to get younger.
Yep. Yeah. You're going to go to the Richmond type scenario and you're going to go, well, last year they picked, I think it was 4 or 5 in the top
I think they had
first
5
round.
in the first round.
5 in the first round. That's what we would be doing.
And
And
they
you
had,
just, what the difference is though, they had 1, didn't they? Or 2 or something. They had one of the higher ones.
oh, they had pick 1.
Yeah. So whereas we don't have we're stuck in a little bit of a shitty spot because we've got like 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever we're saying, is that really you want to punch down a little bit lower, turn 5 and 6 into 3, I don't know, or something like that, and try and get a little tighter
Well,
into there.
5 and 6 are worth 1 and change.
Yep,
So in terms of just the points, which isn't always how it'll work.
that's right.
But this only applies if there's a player we are desperate for. If they've looked at Dersmer and gone, shit, that's the guy we need to really put us forward in the midfield, or Duff Tytler, who's the ruckman.
The ruckman.
That's
Well,
a guy that in 5 years' time could be rucking with Vicentini and Brian.
Yep,
I don't
or
know.
playing forward.
He's played forward in our VFL and kicked goals. So I mean,
Yeah, so that could be the Draper replacement for 4 years.
yeah. So that's what I'm kind of alluding to. Do we have to commit to this rebuild that they refuse to acknowledge? And my theory's kind of always been maybe 2027 we can start coming back up.
Well, 27 hope we get Buick, but now they might be changing the rules on that. Did you see that?
Yeah, fuck, I don't want to talk about that though. It makes me
Yeah.
angry. That might have to be like 2028, 29,
I think
30.
Buick's dad was going to write a letter. That's how things are getting.
Well, I think Port, Carlton, and someone else have written
Yeah.
to the AFL Commission and cried.
And said,
You cannot change the rules. You cannot tell anyone, even someone who doesn't know anything about this sport, that two of our previous 2 premiers got their father sons.
Yep.
Bulldogs, who won a flag in 16 and
17,
played a grand
17,
final in 21, got their man.
Yep.
Yet Essendon and Carlton, particularly Essendon and Carlton, who have had sustained periods of
shit.
whatever the opposite of success is, failure, sustained periods of failure, you're going to change the rules before they get their guys.
And the issue I have too is it's something like I read a stat the other day. It was something like 13 in the last 11 seasons, 13 first rounds have been father sons, and not many of them have been like. There's the like there was Danaher and there was the guys at the Bulldogs and was Liberatore and a few of those sort of guys have rolled into that.
Libba was like a pick
But
of the 40s.
the example also is that Josh Dacos was picked 67.
And he's a gun.
No one picked him though. Anyone could have picked him before. Like we could have all had a go at him, but no one picked him.
I don't think you can't take it away. Make us pay more.
Yeah.
Fine. Change the rules for how they're eligible.
It's too much of a connection. The father and son thing, they can't help it that somebody was a good football player and their son's also a good football player, so you don't get to go to that club.
But it's such a great thing for football clubs. Like
I
imagine
agree.
if they changed the rules and Dacos was at Richmond. It'd be weird. It just doesn't make any sense. But I don't hate that bit. I just don't understand how Collingwood get a discount on that.
Yeah, no,
It needs to cost them more to get that premium talent
I agree.
based on how far away their pick is from that pick.
Yep. Yeah. No, I hope they don't do it. But anyway, that's 2 years away. So let's.
Sorry, it is by the by. But Essendon and Carlton have so much anger and right to be angry. Port Adelaide have a guy as well, but I mean they've at least been okay.
But they deserve to be angry too because they would probably
Well, they do. Of course they do.
They haven't had success for a long time either. Since 2004 or 5 or whatever it was when they won their flag.
And it's not only that Collingwood Brisbane got the guys, it's the fact that they've been successful and still got top end talent. So
yeah. And anyway.
I
I guess this just goes to the frustration that we're feeling at the moment is that we finally got a father-son coming our way that could be a top 10 talent and the AFL might go, actually, no.
Actually, but that's what I mean. You just can't do it.
Whereas Davey, like if we go back to that,
But again, that was a pick 30. So
Yeah.
it just, or 35, it just doesn't matter. Same with
but
Josh Dacos.
yeah, but he's not even, neither of them are on our list 3 years later. Like, that's how bad we're going for father-sons.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So the only thing I want to talk about there with the draft is we're going to have a shit ton of picks.
Yep.
But we can't get a shit ton of players because of the whole list change thing.
That's why we have to
Combine picks.
combine 2 or 3 picks down to other lower picks to get like, instead of getting 3, 4, 5 or 5, 6, 7, maybe get 1 and 2. I don't know, but
1 and 7 or 1 and 6. Or
whatever it is. But that's what we have to do because we can't at the moment. Then there's more. Hobbs is definitely not staying on our list. Setterfield's definitely not staying on our list because our list is very full. It's eight, we counted 8 players over.
Yeah, it was
So
ridiculous.
Draper's gone. That's good. That's one. And the other three, Shield, Menzies, and Junior. But that's still. I think we still need another 6 behind. We had kind of factored them into the 8.
And this is what I talk about, trading for players. So if
Can't work.
Merrett goes to Hawthorn,
We can't take a player because that's another player off
but
the
it's one
list.
in one. But if you trade for draft,
Oh yes, sorry.
it's still a player.
Yep.
So
But what about
maybe
like
it's future.
Hobbs and Setterfield and that we can't because
Well,
they have to.
you just go. Hopefully, I mean, this is ridiculous. Hobbs and Setterfield for pick 35.
Yeah.
2 players for 1 pick.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to find any club that will take both of those guys on. I think that's
No, but
ridiculous. Or Hobbs and pick 28 or whatever we've got. 25. Hobbs and 25 for pick 20.
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
That's whatever.
Yeah. So you're
probably
still rolling 2 into 1. You're
We're
trying
getting
to
2 players out essentially
Yep.
for 1. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's probably more.
And improving your draft hand or your player hand, whatever it is.
Yeah, and trying to get those crappy picks that
Yep.
we can use on Swede and Alachka,
Yeah.
who I really like the look of, particularly
I do too.
Alachka, even though he's the lesser rated of the two.
So
Low possession, high impact. Love him. Jake Stringer, who had a
Don't.
didn't our 2 boys have great finals? Stringer and
Vossen. Yeah,
Vossi.
Vossen. Well, Massimo, you can say he's still playing.
less burnt by Mass. So I really don't care so much about him. He's not.
I'm not
he's
burnt by
he's-
Voss because he.
No, I'm burnt by Voss because he's a dickhead. I'm
Yeah.
burnt by the individual, not by our decision to delist him.
And I'm not burnt by Stringer. I mean,
No, neither am I.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, because I get where he left us. He was 31 or
But
2,
it is a
whatever.
little bit of
Yeah.
Schadenfreude, whatever the fuck you call it,
Yeah.
taking joy from other people's demise.
Yeah.
Mind you, I would have much preferred GWS beat Hawthorn. And I would have probably preferred Fremantle beat Gold Coast. But
Yes, I hated all the games on the weekend.
I had 0 from
Hated.
4 for who I preferred to win. I got 0.
Oh, the Suns I don't mind the Suns to be honest, but
I don't. After the Mac Andrew incident
Yeah, you don't
last
like him,
year,
but yep.
and
yep. Anyway, don't go into it. We're not in it. We're a mile off it. So
I tell you what, watching Geelong, I know we don't like Geelong.
yeah,
Far out, they were unbelievable.
I know we're a mile off it. Don't
Their
keep-
supporters, flogs. Probably my
Flogs.
least favourite supporter group in the whole AFL.
I just want us to be good again, Sam. I just want us to be good again.
We need to watch. Like,
I don't want to watch Geelong, mate.
No, well, you should, because that game they were incredible.
I watched the first half and I could see what was coming, that they were going to win it, so I
Can-
couldn't watch the second half.
How do we have twin brothers
Well, we did.
coaching Geelong
Oh, right.
to that level of football?
Yeah, we've talked about this. Surely Brad goes to Chris and said, "Can I get some tips, please? Just what are you doing? What are you
Don't
doing?"
give away trade secrets. Just
Now, Cotton On Clothing, do they have another brand that I could pick
who
up on? And
can sponsor us?
who's another sponsor Essendon Football Club could have? Yeah,
This
no,
is
look,
the thing. When you really think about Geelong, there's not a lot of guys there on big money.
no. This is what I
There's
can't
really
fathom.
not.
So they got the Coleman medalist. He must be on $5 a week. They've got Patrick Dangerfield, who's a Brownlow medalist. They've got
Danger's
got-
probably not quite as
no,
well.
he's past his prime. He's still not. They got Stewart, who has been injured this year, but he's one of the best defenders in the AFL. They got De Koning, who's an up and coming, very good. He just showed it. By the way, I can ruck like my brother. And then they've got a couple of other forwards who are small forwards that they picked up for biscuits, like
Yeah,
Jack Martin. They've said
Stengel
actually we'll
and
get
Martin.
him right. Yeah, Stengel, who as I told you all the years ago, we should have went after him. I was big into him.
you were. It was interesting too that Bailey Smith had a pretty quiet game in a game that they won comfortably. He really didn't have to do an awful lot.
No, that's right. And I didn't even mention Bailey Smith.
Is that who I said?
Yeah. I was thinking of Zach Bailey.
Who was I?
Maybe you did say Zach Bailey.
I was talking about Bailey Smith,
Yeah. I
the
knew
one
that.
from the Bulldogs that went
Yes.
to Geelong. I
And
can't
again,
remember what I said.
how much did they pay him?
$3.50 and
Steak pie and a T-shirt from Cotton On every
Cotton
week.
On.
Yeah.
Look,
No,
I was
don't get it.
they were so unreal. Brisbane didn't have any answers, particularly out of the midfield, particularly for Max Holmes, who was a freak. It was nice. I got to go watch second versus third, and honestly, second was pretty bloody good.
It'd be interesting in the next few years with Brisbane picking up, obviously, Draper and Allen, who has to get kicked out of that club because of they have to be under some financial tightness.
Anyway, let's not talk
Well,
about Brisbane.
let's wrap this up.
God, we've been going for over half an hour.
That's enough.
Look, I don't know if we really talked about much in all of that, but
We just vented.
I feel like there's something to talk about, so we should talk about it. And
If there's any more big announcements too, I think we'll have some more
yeah,
conversation.
we'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
I haven't made a thumbnail yet. It's probably going to be a little bit clickbaity, but forgive us for that.
Yeah, because if the thumbnail is meant to be us like overreacting, then well, I don't know.
I was going to put Draper in a Brisbane jumper and maybe a cross through Merrett or something like that. I don't know.
I'm sure you'll go.
Do Merrett with some arrows pointing to like Hawthorn's best player. Who's Hawthorn's best player?
It's Will Day for me, but
That's playing
oh well, then probably what's his name? Jai Newcomb.
Newcomb.
I
What a
think he's their
weird
best.
world. How are they good?
I know. It's a system. It's a system over players. It's a
really is.
Richmond theory. Like Richmond were system over players. They were when you look at the Richmond list. Yes, they had Dusty Martin and Rewald.
Well, they had some great players, but
yeah, but
not
you
a
have to have
list.
great players to win premierships. But when you look deep into it, you go.
Maybe I'll
Whereas
just
you
put
go back to Brisbane in 2000, you're like, there's fucking 3 Brownlow medalists running around in that team.
half their team was super
Yeah,
sound.
there's all Australians all over the place. There's absolute legends of the game. You know, like
Maybe I just say maybe we trade Zach Merrett for Ginnivan. I don't suggest
get
that
fucked.
seriously, but I can put that on the thumbnail now because I suggested it. So
oh no, I couldn't. I just can't deal with Ginnivan. I don't want that player. I'll stick with Swede and Alashka.
Alachka.
Yeah,
fair
so
enough.
that'll be enough for me. Thanks. As I said, I'm rebuilding. I'm in rebuild mode. I want kids. That sounds weird. Don't prick that. Cut that little bit.
I'm not going to cut it, but we know what you mean. 18-year-olds. Get
Hey,
all
there you
the
go.
young
Football
AFL
players at my club,
footballers
not-
in. It's nice that you say stupid things occasionally because
Hmm.
I feel like I've got more than my fair share in that department, like Ridley playing 5 games in a row, just as an
Yeah,
example.
that was a weird statement. All right,
Listen,
let's wrap
listen.
this puppy up.
At least I didn't talk about kids. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be
Talk
back
about kids,
whenever
you
there's
bastard.
some things to report. I worry that this could drag on into trade period because
Yeah.
that's what we could be waiting for
Yeah,
in any realistic world. I still maintain it's going to be very interesting. Even now,
Yeah.
we know what's happening with Draper, but we've still got to cut so many guys. Club captain and fan favourite, one of our best of the last decade, or our best of the last decade, wants out, apparently. Like, there's going to be shit to talk about. So
We'll
stay
see.
tuned.
We'll see what happens.
All right, thanks for your time, and go Dons.
Go Bombers.